James Tomkins. Another successful example of the West Ham Academy. Our reporter, Rob Pritchard, sat down with him ahead of his 200th appearance for the Hammers and looked back on key moments from the 25-year-old's time in claret and blue.
James Tomkins, 200 appearances for West Ham United. It seems like only yesterday that you were making your debut up at Goodison Park. Yeah. As we're going to see, it was a debut with plenty of incident.
Yeah, it even started before the game as well. I remember not knowing I was in the team until moments before, and obviously I started the game well. Hit the bar there, and the headlines. I was thinking about the headlines in the morning at that point, what it could have been. And this is the other one where I was obviously an eager lad, and 18 making me debut. I thought I could get there, and Yakubu's made the most of my inexperience, I suppose, and finished it off. And that's the complete other emotion of it, the feeling of obviously being at fault for a goal, But after that, the game didn't go too bad. I think it was a draw 1-1, I think.
You very quickly learnt from that mistake against Yakubu, because I've seen probably virtually all of your 200 games for West Ham, and that's not a mistake you've made very often, getting too tight to someone.
No,
you learn from that experience.
No, I think the first sort of year or so is key for your development as a player. I think managers kind of half can get rid of you if they think you're not learning, and I knew it was a thing that I had to learn from. I knew there was going to be even more physical presence than not just Yakubu, but there's obviously a lot of physical players in the league, and I knew I couldn't do that every week if I was to make a career, and like you said, it's reaching 200 now, and hopefully I'm still learning, I think, from little mistakes, hopefully that obviously I don't want to be making mistakes, but little ones that I do or whatever, you want to learn from.
After that, you scored a goal, another header inside the opposition box.
Yeah, I remember the game so well. I've got pictures up in my house of it. First Premier League goal. I know obviously Junior scored as well, and that was his first ever Premier League goal as well when we won. I think the game was 2-0 as well, and us scoring was brilliant for us homegrown players. And the reaction after that was go straight to Nobes. Obviously Nobes has been good to me he's still good to me now, but when I was growing up as a kid, he was even more important for me, I think, and to celebrate it with him in front of my family, because my family was right there, and my dad was going mad, and I think my brothers and my mum and everyone was going crazy in this. I owed it all to them really, because that's who I felt that I should celebrate it with, with whatever they've done for me as a kid. Obviously they've been massive support to me, and I owed them that goal, to be honest.
We talked about the fact that you do have a real knack of getting your head on things inside the box. Can you just talk us through the movement, the sort of science of winning a header? Because obviously you're up against a lot of big centre-halves. Yeah,
I was quite far out at the back, and I knew the ball wasn't going to make it all that far, so I had to go and try and attack it. And funnily enough, that's Anton that's meant to be marking me as well from the corner. I thought the keeper at the time probably could have done better really with it, but I've tried to head it low as people kind of teach you to do. And I've just tried to attack it, and funny enough, it's just lucky enough for me, it's made good contact with my head and it's gone in.
Is it natural that you managed to find yourself on the end of a ball? Because obviously the ball's coming into the box, there's normally about 15 or more players inside the opposition penalty area, but you seem to have a knack of timing your run or judging the trajectory of the ball into the box better than everybody else. Invariably, certainly in the season we were in the Championship, it seemed like there was a magnet on your forehead. Every time a corner came in, you'd win it. So, what do you put it down to?
I don't really know. I think if I stand, the way I see it is, if I stand in the back stick, I can see the flight of the whole way. So if I can't make it, it goes above my head, then no one else is there behind me anyway. But if it's in front of me, there's that knack of trying to attack the ball, and a lot of my goals have been scored from the back post. It's just an area I like to kind of attack the ball and see the flight. Other people are a little bit different. They like to be near and trying to win the initial flick on, but I prefer to stand at the back.
The ups and downs of the debut we've looked at. Obviously the elation of the first goal in front of your family. I think probably about 3 years into your first team career.
Yeah.
we went to Wigan and we'd had a bit of a shocker of a season, but we still retained a bit of hope of staying up.
At Wigan, yeah.
We went 2-0 up at half time, Denver Bar, and then everything went a little bit wrong.
Yeah.
And you were still a young player there.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can see from the emotion on your face in some pictures that we've got, you know, real distraught.
Yeah, not a good day, but a great start to that game initially, because we went, like you said, 2-0 up very quickly. I think I did this one here for Denver there. And, you know, the feeling was unbelievable at that initial moment, thinking, oh yeah, we could have a right go at this. 2-0 up, just need to hang on, not let them score really. And I remember that free kick, he's had a go at me, he's tugged me back, but you know, the referee give them, you see that going out throughout my career that's happened. I've initially gone for him, he's tugged me back.
How's that?
So yeah, so you ask questions about why that was given.
You almost see from your reaction to that.
Yeah, I just had a feeling that he was going to end up putting it in the top corner. He did, and
oh, yeah, that was a foul.
Yeah, he's not given that one. No.
Oh.
And they obviously scored again, and at that time, you know, you're down and glum. You know, 2-0 advantage, let slip to 2-2, but you're thinking, you know, things could happen and we could end up nicking a goal. He's still trying to stay positive in the game. And I remember in Zogby again, you know, breaking our hearts really, and obviously you're not going to have too much to go, but obviously Greeny probably could have done better, but he was probably one of our better players that season anyway.
There was almost a feeling that season of inevitability about it all, wasn't there? You know, whereas last season we dug ourselves out of trouble.
Yeah.
You know, what do you?
I'm not too sure if we might have flirted with it this season before. I'm not too sure we flirted a little bit of danger, but the feeling was just it's just the worst feeling probably in football you can experience. You know, going at Wigan 2-0 up and then losing 3-2, it doesn't get much worse. But the way we started and how we played that season, we didn't deserve to probably stay in the Premier League, and we got our rewards and then end up. We got our rewards next season after that. To go bounce straight back up after that is saying it doesn't happen very often.
I don't know, you probably don't want to see these, but other than getting badly injured, I wouldn't have thought there's ever time you've looked quite as something as that.
I look a wreck, to be honest, in the picture. But that's how it felt though. That was exactly how it felt. That expression there was glum. You know, you just it's just a feeling in your stomach that you don't want everyone to experience in football. And I promised myself that I don't want to do that sort of feeling again, and that's why I stayed true to West Ham. And you know, you see a lot of people go and you know try and find Premier League football elsewhere, and we all felt responsible for that, and I certainly felt that I should be part of a promotion push to the season after.
And when we started the season in the Championship, fans will remember that we played Cardiff at home. Sam had come in as a manager. And you mentioned like those first two games, everybody was a bit negative, but then we went to Watford at the end of August, and we blew them away 4-0, and you scored the opening goal with yet another towering header at the back post. I think that was a bit of a turning point. Would you agree? Yeah,
this could have only been the third or fourth game in. Great ball from Matty. Had a little bit of pace on. It was a good attribute that year with his good left peg from corners and set plays. And again with the back stick, I've tried to attack it, and you know, got a little bit of power on it, and it's gone in. But like you said, we won that with such a convincing style. We played really well, and 4-0, it could have been 7-8-0, I remember. And you know, that was when you're thinking, oh, hold on here, we can get promoted. We ended up going up probably the best way, the way you can really, having a Wembley visit. But that was a good start to this season.
Talking about Wembley then, let's fast forward to May 2012, and a day that none of us will ever forget. The playoff final.
Unbelievable. You know, when I think about happy times in my career, this is probably the first one that actually pops into my head. It was a great day out, and the fans and everyone showed so much great support there, as you can see, and it was a good start. Obviously, Coley, he scored some vital goals for us that season. And another one he scored, and that was when you're thinking, hold on a minute, we're going up here.
Did you think Vaz had missed?
And yeah, I had a full feeling in my head that he could have gone over actually at the time, and you know, he's getting these pecs out like he loves to do, and
first one.
he could have done whatever he wanted. I'd have been happy with it, you know. And I remember my photos on some of them pictures. I was just like, I was over the moon. It's still brilliant. It's hard to even talk about it now and put it into words, let alone when you were there.
Like when I watch it back now, it gives me
goosebumps. It's giving me goosebumps now, thinking about that day. It's a bit emotional actually when I think about it actually. And my family was all there, and everyone was there. They always talk about it. It was the best day out they've ever had, and it was. And I remember the Paradise song tune after when we were parading with a trophy. It's unbelievable.
And you got the feeling that year that there was a really great spirit in that team. You know, people like Gary O'Neill. You mentioned Matty Taylor, Kev coming in. One player that we haven't mentioned of all the players is one you know pretty well. I mean, look, that just about sums up a good day at Wembley. Yeah,
that's a great photo of that.
It's a lovely photo. I mean, you two, Jack Collison, obviously a fantastic lad, fantastic player. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's not still with us now, but you two went through a huge amount together. Obviously, Jack's such a brave lad with what happened with his father passing away. Yeah. You were obviously there for him as a good friend, as you still are now. To go up and be promoted with Jack must have been a great pleasure.
Oh, it was brilliant. I love Jack to bits, and he knows that, and I still speak to him now and see him a lot. And to spend that day with him, because he was a bit touch and go for the game. I remember his knee was in bits and his shoulder was in bits, so he was walking out with half a limp, as you can see coming out the tunnel. So he was a bit of a soldier that day, and he come through, and he was brilliant. Obviously finished that year. I remember the Cardiff when he scored them 2 goals. Yeah, brilliant. And he was one of the reasons why obviously we got to the final in Star. But I love him to bits, and obviously I always wish him well and everything he does, but I'll stay in contact with him, and he's sort of someone like a friend for life, you know. He's such a genuine guy, and everyone loved him here. If you talk to everyone, you know.
So lastly, this season we've been fantastic. So we'll concentrate on your goal against West Brom. This
is like a highlight from this year. Obviously me scoring the winning goal. I don't think that's happened to me, and that was a good feeling. And the 3 points, the 3 points was so vital. I remember nearly busting my nose on the back of Craig Dawson's head, but it was worth it in the end. But hopefully the run can continue, and you know, like you said, 200 games, it feels like yesterday I made me debut, so I'm still feeling quite a young lad, still learning, and hopefully plenty more to come.
200 games for West Ham, that's pretty good going. There's not many others in the squad who've either passed that or will pass that in the future, so you know, it's some going, and you're still, as you say, still a young man. Yeah,
hopefully I can obviously add to that, a lot more to that, but you know, when I think back in my career, I'll be proud of that milestone, and hopefully I can stay injury free, because like you said, it can be hard to make them appearances. Hopefully I can obviously continue to keep playing for West Ham, making more appearances, and challenge Nobes for the milestone he's making.
Good.
Cheers.
Malfitano again. This is Tomkins. Oh, that's nice. He's nutmegged Cazorla, and he's got the cross in, and Kouyaté has got it in. And it's no more than West Ham deserve. They're right back in this. Great work from Tomkins. Centre-half nutmegs a Spanish international, and Kouyaté with a really good leap above Debussy did the rest.